I'm a 32-year-old man, married to Kat for 2 years after dating for 2 years. Our life together was fulfilling until 2 months ago, when Kat suggested an open marriage to add excitement. Her proposal stunned me. I'm not controlling, but given our history, 4 years of shared dreams, late-night talks, and building a life together, I couldn't fathom why she'd want this. Open marriages, from what I've read and heard, often lead to heartbreak, jealousy, and fractured bonds. I told her I wasn't comfortable, emphasizing that I wanted our intimacy to remain exclusive, a sacred space for just us. Kat was visibly disappointed, as I rarely deny her requests. I love her deeply and typically compromise, whether it's choosing her favorite vacation spot or agreeing to redecorate the living room. Her silence after our conversation gnawed at me, a quiet storm brewing beneath her calm exterior. Her job as a consultant, with its erratic hours across multiple time zones, made it hard to talk. My own work as a project manager is demanding, but I stay within our time zone, giving me more flexibility. Feeling guilty for shutting her down, I questioned my decision. Was I being too rigid? Had I failed her in some way? 2 weeks later, I came home early and cooked her favorite meal, chicken parmesan with garlic bread, hoping to reconnect. As we ate, I gently asked about her open marriage idea, wanting to understand. She snapped, accusing me of playing mind games, her tone sharp and defensive. Frustrated, I assured her I wasn't manipulating her, just seeking clarity. I asked directly if I was meeting her needs, my voice trembling with self-doubt. She softened, admitting that stories from young interns at her office, fresh graduates in their early 20s partying and hooking up, had sparked a fear of missing out. Their carefree, adventurous lives made her feel trapped, as if our stable marriage was holding her back. I listened, trying to empathize. I shared my own wild 20s, late nights, fleeting romances, and the emptiness that followed. Meeting Kat changed me. She was my anchor, the woman I envisioned raising a family with. I told her our bond was worth more than temporary thrills, suggesting we explore new experiences together, like travel or hobbies, to keep things fresh. She nodded but seemed unconvinced, her eyes distant. I thought we'd reached an understanding, but I was wrong. Over the next week, Kat's behavior shifted dramatically. She grew cold, snapping over trivial things, like my leaving dishes in the sink or forgetting to buy milk. She mocked me as outdated for rejecting an open marriage, her words cutting deep. When I asked what she meant, she said I was stuck in old-fashioned beliefs, unable to keep up with modern trends. I was baffled. I stay current with music, tech, and culture, so her jabs felt personal, aimed at my stance on monogamy. Her late nights at work multiplied, from a few days a month to nearly every other day, sometimes returning at dawn. She claimed she was gunning for a promotion, working late to prove herself. I admired her ambition, but couldn't shake my doubts. Was she really at the office? Yesterday, my suspicions boiled over. I got home early and decided to surprise her with her favorite lasagna. I texted her, and she replied she'd be late, likely after midnight. Disappointed, I played video games to pass the time, my stomach growling but wanting to eat with her. On impulse, I decided to pick her up from her office, a standalone building downtown. I'd never done this unannounced, but I thought it'd be a sweet gesture. I arrived at 12:30 a.m., waiting outside for 45 minutes, but saw no sign of Kat. Worried, I went to the reception, where the night shift was bustling. The receptionist said Kat had left hours ago. Confused and regretting the idea, I drove home, finding the house empty. My concerns shifted to her safety. Cheating was the last thing on my mind. It was too late to call her colleagues, and since she'd joined the company only 6 months ago, I didn't have their contacts. Exhausted, I fell asleep on the couch. At dawn, I woke and checked our bedroom, finding Kat asleep. I tucked her in and crashed. In the morning, as she got ready for work, I asked when she'd come home. She said 3 a.m., citing a busy day and a meeting with an Asian client. Curious, I asked when she left the office. She casually said 2:30 a.m., which stunned me. The receptionist had said she wasn't there at 12:30. Dizzy from stress, I didn't press. Later she called. asking why I'd visited her office as the receptionist had mentioned it. I explained my concern and she said she'd left in the afternoon for a client's U.S. office, joining Zoom calls with Asian colleagues. Her explanation made sense but left me uneasy, a knot of doubt tightening. Update. 2 weeks ago, everything collapsed. Kat's late nights continued, and we barely spoke, our interactions cold and transactional. While she was on a call with her mother, who's battling kidney issues, I took her phone out of concern, pretending to check on her mom's health. As she spoke, I noticed chat notifications on her unlocked screen, mentioning a fun ride that day. My heart sank. I stepped into the bathroom, locked the door, and put the phone on speaker, feigning attention while scanning her messages. The notifications confirmed my worst fears. Kat was having an affair with multiple coworkers. I opened her social media chats, finding explicit exchanges with young interns. When she realized I had her phone, she pounded on the doors, demanding it back. With little time, I checked her gallery, discovering compromising photos of her with colleagues. Sickened, I emailed the images to myself and deleted the history. I handed her the phone, locked myself in the bathroom, and fought the urge to vomit. The chats included details of a planned meetup that evening at a hotel. I grabbed my keys and drove there, choosing a dark table in the lobby to observe, not confront. I arrived at 3 p.m., downing shots to numb the pain, hoping to catch her but dreading it. By 6, she hadn't appeared, and I wondered if she'd sensed me and changed plans. Drunk and drained, I stayed until 7, when I saw her at the reception, registering her entry. My world crumbled. Blurred by alcohol, I staggered to her, tapped her shoulder, and slurred, "Good luck with your fun ride." She grabbed my hand, trying to explain, but I shook her off and stormed out, taking a cab to my friend Lee's place, where I passed out. I woke Sunday afternoon, having slept 16 hours. Lee made lunch, and I poured out my story. He advised freezing joint accounts, changing passwords, and getting STD tests, which were thankfully negative. Kat flooded my phone with calls, voicemails, and messages, pleading for forgiveness. I blocked her, too disgusted to engage. Lee helped me find a lawyer, and I shared the photos as evidence. I'm staying with Lee, who needed a roommate until the divorce is finalized. Update. Kat has been relentless, begging for reconciliation through Lee, claiming her hookups were meaningless. Driven by a need to feel desired, she quit her job after interns exploited her financially, using her to fund their lifestyle, and spread compromising photos, ruining her reputation. She told Lee it started with flirtations that made her feel beautiful, escalating into a thrilling but toxic cycle. She claimed she suggested an open marriage out of guilt, hoping I'd agree and absolve her, but my refusal silenced her. I find her logic baffling. Why ask for an open marriage after cheating? She's resisting divorce, seeking alimony, and citing mental distress, blaming me for her actions. Her sister Amy contacted me, pleading for reconciliation, saying Kat's depressed after her office scandal. I reminded her that Kat chose this path, abandoning our stable marriage for thrills. I'm moving forward, curbing my drinking, hitting the gym, eating healthy, and diving into work. The divorce is delayed by Kat's resistance, but my lawyer assures me it'll conclude soon. I'm focused on rebuilding, one step at a time.
Thank you for listening. Please share your thoughts, like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more.